Here I am presenting a detailed summary of O. Henry's short story, The Gift of the Magi. So let's begin. In a world where every penny counts and dreams are as vast as the sky, we meet Della, the heart and soul of our story. With unwavering determination, she diligently set aside $1.87 coin by coin through her frugal grocery shopping. As the countdown to Christmas began, the air buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Yet, a shadow of uncertainty clouded Della's spirit. Standing on the threshold of the festive season, Della's heart was heavy as she surveyed her meager savings. A solitary tear marked the culmination of her emotions as she found solace on her bed, a canvas for her teardrops and heartfelt lament. Turning our gaze to the backdrop of this tale, we enter the modest abode that Della calls home. A quiet witness to life's simplicity, these rooms, furnished with basic essentials, bear a cost of $8 per week. This unassuming space becomes a stage for stories unfolding within its walls. Amidst this simplicity, the room holds secrets. A small letterbox, barely able to accommodate a letter, hints at untold messages that yearn to be shared. An electric bell, though devoid of sound, stands as a symbol of unspoken desires, waiting for a chance to resonate. And etched beside the door, a name, Mr. James Dillingham Young, a name that holds the promise of stories yet untold. Dear viewers, this is just the beginning of a captivating journey, where love, sacrifice, and unexpected turns await. Get ready to be swept away in the enchanting narrative of The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. Stay tuned as we unfold the pages of this timeless tale. In a time when names held different weights, Mr. James Dillingham Young was earning $30 a week, and his full name seemed fitting. But as his weekly earnings shrunk to $20, his name felt weighty and overly formal. Perhaps Mr. James D. Young would have been better. However, upon crossing the threshold of his furnished rooms, the grand name seemed to shrink. There awaited his wife, the woman you have met before, Mrs. James Dillingham Young, who he affectionately called Jim. She is none other than Della herself. After shedding tears, Della wiped away the traces and stood by the window, her gaze distant. With Christmas approaching, her financial reality became a harsh truth. She had only $1.87 to purchase a gift for Jim. Months of saving had amounted to this. A mere $20 a week wasn't enough, and expenses always exceeded expectations. Just $1.87 to find a gift for her beloved Jim, a man who had given her countless happy hours. She had envisioned something special for him, something almost worthy of the honor of being his. A peculiar looking glass nestled between the room's windows. You might be familiar with the kind found in $8 furnished rooms, narrow, allowing only glimpses of oneself. If one were slender and quick, a decent view could be snatched. Della, being thin, had mastered this trick. Suddenly, she turned away from the window and faced the mirror, bright eyes clashed with a pale face. Swiftly, she untied her hair, letting it cascade down to its full length. The Youngs took great pride in two possessions. One was Jim's precious watch, a family heirloom passed down from his father and even his grandfather. The other treasure was Della's hair, a thing of beauty and wonder. Imagine a world where Della's enchanting hair resided next to the quarters of a queen. She would have purposefully let it flow where the queen could marvel at its splendor, for Della knew her hair was worth more than any royal treasure. And if a king had lived nearby, amidst all his wealth, Jim would have showcased his watch with every encounter. He understood the unmatched worth of his watch, a possession no king could surpass. So, Della's wondrous hair now graced her like a shimmering waterfall of brown cascading past her knee. It was a spectacle that could rival even the finest of dresses. Yet, with a nervous urgency, she gathered it atop her head again, shedding a few tears in the process. Dressed in her worn brown coat and hat, her eyes still shining, Della ventured onto the bustling street. Her destination? The sign that read, Mrs. Sofroni, hair articles of all kinds. Bounding up to the second floor, Della paused to catch her breath before the gaze of Mrs. Sofroni, a woman of ample presence with icy eyes. With a straightforward question, Della changed her fate. Will you buy my hair? And Mrs. Sofroni's response was equally straightforward. I buy hair. With her hat removed, Della let her brown locks cascade down, a waterfall of beauty. A transaction was struck, $20 for the hair that once crowned her. In a whirlwind of time, Della hopped from shop to shop seeking the perfect gift for Jim. She finally found it, a creation seemingly crafted for him alone. Amidst the city's shops, this gold watch chain stood unique, simple in design, yet radiating richness and purity. Its plainness echoed its true value, a principle that extended to all things of quality. It was a fitting companion for the watch. At the sight of it, Della knew that this chain must adorn Jim's watch. Just as the chain exuded quiet elegance and worth, so did Jim. For $21.87, she secured the chain, a token of love soon to grace the hands of her beloved. With the newfound watch chain gracing his timepiece, Jim possessed the power to know the hour anywhere he stood. Although the watch itself was a masterpiece, it had never known the touch of an exquisite chain. Jim would sometimes unveil the watch when he was alone, savoring its elegance in solitude. When Della returned home, a touch of calm settled over her. Rationality gradually prevailed, helping her to conceal the bittersweet marks left by her loving sacrifice. Yet, the amalgamation of love and selfless giving often etches indelible impressions. These marks, my friends, are not easily hidden. Oh no, never easy. Within a mere 40 minutes, Della managed to partially conceal the evidence of her drastic decision. With her shorter hair, she bore a striking resemblance to a young schoolboy. She stood in front of the mirror, contemplating her reflection for what seemed like an eternity. If Jim doesn't scold me, she mused to herself, before he looks at me again, he might think I resemble a girl who entertains for a living. But what other choice did I have? With only $1.87, what could I possibly do? As the clock struck 7, the aroma of dinner wafted through the air, signaling Jim's imminent arrival. Della clutched the watch chain in her hand, poised near the door he invariably entered. At the sound of his footsteps echoing in the hallway, her countenance momentarily paled. In hushed tones, she often whispered simple prayers about mundane matters, and now she prayed, "Please God, let him still find me beautiful." As the door swung open and Jim stepped in, he appeared thinner than before, and the warmth of his smile had faded. At only 22, he carried the weight of a family on his shoulders. He required a new coat to shield himself from the cold, yet his hands remained empty. Jim lingered at the threshold, silent as a hunting dog near its prey. His eyes held a peculiar intensity as they met Della's gaze, a look she struggled to comprehend. It filled her with an unsettling fear. It wasn't anger or surprise. It was something beyond her expectations. He simply stared at her with that enigmatic expression etched upon his face. In the midst of this charged atmosphere, Della moved towards him, her heart racing with a blend of apprehension and anticipation. "Jim, my dear," she cried, her voice quivering, "please don't look at me like that. I had to cut off my hair and sell it. I couldn't bear not giving you a gift for Christmas. My hair will grow back, you know. You won't mind, will you? It grows really fast. It's Christmas, Jim. Let's be happy. I got such a wonderful, beautiful gift for you." Jim's response was measured, almost as if he struggled to grasp what had just happened. Uncertainty clouded his expression. "You cut off your hair?" he asked, a hint of disbelief in his voice. He seemed to be processing the situation, trying to comprehend it fully. Della affirmed, "Yes, I cut it off and sold it. Do you still like me? I am still the same, Jim. My hair doesn't define me." Jim's eyes wandered around the room, searching as if to verify the truth of her words. "You are saying your hair is gone?" he questioned. Della assured him, "You don't have to look for it. It's gone, sold and gone. It's Christmas Eve, my love. Please understand, I did it for you. The number of hairs on my head might be countable, but my love for you is beyond measure. Shall we have dinner now, Jim?" Drawing her into his embrace, Jim held his Della tight. "Let's shift our focus for a moment. $8 a week or $1,000,000 a year. How vastly do they differ?" Many might attempt to answer, but they would miss the mark. The Magi brought precious gifts, yet that was not their true value. I will soon explain what I mean. From within his coat, Jim produced something wrapped in paper and placed it on the table. "I want you to understand, Della," he said gently. "Something like a haircut couldn't change my love for you. But if you open this, you will understand what I felt when I walked in." With delicate fingers, Della unwrapped the package, and what followed was a cry of joy, followed by tears. Before her lay the combs, the very combs she had admired in a shop window for so long. Exquisite combs adorned with jewels, perfect for her beautiful hair. Their cost was far beyond her means. She had gazed at them, not daring to dream of owning them. And yet they were now hers, even as her hair lay sacrificed. Clutching the combs to her chest, she finally managed to raise her head and whispered, "My hair grows quickly, Jim." In a burst of excitement, she leaped to her feet and explained, "Oh, oh." Jim had yet to see his exquisite gift. She presented it to him in her open hand, the gold gleaming softly, as if infused with her own warmth and affectionate spirit. "Isn't it perfect, Jim? I searched all over town to find it. Now you will have to glance at your watch 100 times a day. Give me your watch. I want to see how they look together." With a smile, Jim settled into a seat. "Della," he began, his voice gentle, "let's set our Christmas gifts aside for now and keep them as cherished treasures. They are too special to use right away. I actually sold my watch to buy the combs, and now I think it's time we have our dinner." In the hush of history, there existed the Magi, beings of enchanting wisdom, who knelt before the cradle of a newborn Christ child, bestowing upon him gifts of grandeur. They became the inaugural bearers of Christmas generosity, weaving a legacy of benevolence. These gifts, chosen with the fineness of their wisdom, resonated with their divine purpose. Let me clarify the concept of Magi. In the final part of the story, the term Magi refers to the wise men who, in Christian tradition, visited the newborn Jesus in Bethlehem, bringing precious gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They are often associated with wisdom and the spirit of giving. The story draws a parallel between the actions of these historical Magi and the two main characters, Della and Jim. The storyteller suggests that although Della and Jim may not possess the conventional wisdom often associated with Magi, their actions reflect a profound and unique wisdom of their own. By sacrificing their most cherished possessions to buy gifts for each other, they demonstrate a selfless and sacrificial form of love, a wisdom that transcends material possessions and aligns with the true spirit of giving. So, in essence, the story is saying that Della and Jim, through their acts of selflessness and love, exhibit a form of wisdom akin to that of the Magi, who brought gifts to the Christ child. They become modern-day Magi, embodying the essence of wisdom through their giving and receiving. The story beautifully illustrates the depth of love and sacrifice. Della and Jim's willingness to give up their most cherished possessions to make each other happy demonstrates a profound and selfless love that transcends materialism. The story captures the essence of the true spirit of giving. It emphasizes that the value of a gift lies not in its material worth, but in the intention and love behind it. This message encourages readers to focus on the emotional connection rather than the monetary value of gifts. O. Henry's trademark twist ending adds an element of surprise and irony, leaving readers with a thought-provoking conclusion. This twist makes the story memorable and reinforces its messages in a unique way. The story's themes of love, sacrifice, and the true meaning of wealth and value are universal and resonate with people from different cultures and backgrounds. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked the story. Comment below if you have any questions and how is the story according to you. Thank you.